Hey, this is Attila, and you're listening to Movie Prosecutionists. Let's go. Okay, today we're gonna talk about Fight Club. Fight Club. For me, it's an amazing masterpiece. And I want to talk about it because I had a talk with a colleague who watched the movie and said, I don't get it. What's this supposed to be about? And the last time I watched Fight Club before tonight, the last time I watched it, I was 17. And I was sitting in my room and I was like, shit, I have to change my life. And obviously I'm not 17 anymore. And it's a few years between now and then. I remember I was sitting in my room for like maybe 1 or 2 hours. I had a rendezvous. I had to meet a friend. I think it was my girlfriend at that time. And I was like so much too late because I was just sitting in my room and I was like, I have to break everything. I have to finish everything. I have to stop everything that I'm doing because everything I'm doing is I'm living in a cage and I have to break out. I have to do something else. And I'm not thinking that right now, even though some of these thoughts came back when I was watching Fight Club again. But there were like a few things that I was like, again, so amazed by this movie. It's incredible. This movie is a fantasy. You have Edward Norton playing an insurance man who's like has this fantasy of breaking out of his life, creating a terroristic organization and destroying capitalism. So this is basically the plot, and there's so much more to it, so I just dropped that right now. But why do I say this right now? Because it's also the fantasy of 90% of the office workers. You have your 9 to 5 job, you're living in like a cage which you created yourself. You studied a little bit, you did that. Even in the movie they talk about that. They asked what they should do. They should study, then they should go to a good university, then they should get a job, and then they should get married, and then they should have kids, and they're supposed to have a life built up for them, and they live in a cage which society and themselves, which society creates and themselves accept, and they don't do it anymore. And this picture was very, very strong for me. So I'm happy not living where like Edward Norton is living in the movie. Like it's so disgusting. This movie is so often so disgusting, and it's not even the most disturbing pictures you will ever see in your life. Like this movie is not like a horror movie or something like that, but it's just so disturbing by how fucked up a lot of places are and a lot of how fucked up life can be. And they talk a lot about getting to rock bottom, and they're really trying for that. And no, it's like this movie is like so strong and so choreographed. Like it feels like you start with this little idea of unhappiness and insomnia and the strangeness of a place where you not feel like you live. You go over to like everything that you owns yourself, and you kind of get rid of everything that you own, and then you try to feel alive. Like what they do is they create a club, the Fight Club, to feel themselves again, to feel alive again, to not feel like they're just hamsters running in circles and their little whatever this hamster rod like is. And it's incredible. Like it feels it feels so near to me in a lot of ways, because when are the moments that you feel alive, that you feel like this is a moment that has importance to me? Don't get me wrong, when I'm working I'm feeling like it's interesting, and I'm like 100% there. But at the same time, there's like these. I'm not progressing fast. You feel alive when you have like revelations, if you can say it like that. When you have like adrenaline kicks, when you're hiking and you see like the mountaintop and it's incredible, or like these experiences that don't get away, or the first big parties that you have in your life where you like meet so many strange and new faces that you have never seen before, and that change so much about how you think about yourself and about life. And these are like moments you feel alive. And if you have a 9 to 5 job, nobody who you care about, and you just store stuff to have something around you, then Fight Club is like destroying everything and building everything, and this makes you having so many emotions. And like even me, I have so many emotions about it. Maybe even a person who isn't this like trot in this kind of way of everyday living, um, is seeing Fight Club and is not entertained. Maybe it's just me who is like so emotional about it, because kind of, I don't know, like I'm kind of happy in a lot of ways, and then this movie comes around and it's like turning a lot of things upside down. But why did I say at the beginning it's kind of a capitalism critic? A lot in this movie is about, phrases like, as I already said, it's a quote from the movie. What owns you is starting to, like, what you own is starting to own you at some point. And but there are also different quotes. They're like stuff. Wait, I wrote them down so I don't forget them. So let me just take them. Um, Advertising makes us chase cars and clothes. Working jobs we hate so we can buy shit we don't need. And quotes like that is like, coming like all the time. Like I'm also like one of them also, like I was like, whoa. He says self-improvement is just masturbation. And I'm like, whoa. Like in so many ways, this their quotes and stuff the characters saying in this movie, which makes you like feel disconnected to the idea, okay, I'm studying, I have good grades, people respect me for these grades, people respect me for the position, people respect me for the next company I'm working at, because I'm such a great man, a great woman, a great queer person, so that I achieved that I'm there right now. And it makes you sometimes like movies like this makes you realize, okay, there's like a whole world behind that, beneath that, around that, and this kind of pressure of high potential and high work issues are like really self-created. And no, it's like wow, it makes you feel wow. And I will not stop working hard now, but it makes you doubt a lot of stuff. And I think it's so crazy that some people just watch this and feel like, okay, there's nothing to do with me, nothing works on me, there's nothing I feel about that, because I don't know, like these people who said that to me are people I think like they need the most to just like see the world how it could be if they just break out and just try and just like, I don't know, go for a ride, go for like, take your backpack, go out, be away for the next 2 years and like talk to nobody of these people that you surrounded yourself with for just a certain amount of time, so you can reflect on if this is like actually worth what you're doing. Like, I don't know, this is one of the really cool questions you're left with after this movie. Is what I'm doing worth my time? Is it worth humanity's time? You know, you're part of humanity, you're part of the progress that humanity is, hopefully. Like, but I mean, like, this movie is asking you the question: is this actually something interesting? Is this something where you progress? Is this something where you want to be in, like, where you make a difference? Because when I was 17, I was like all about, okay, what I want to do in my life at some point should make a difference, and I still think that, but there's more realistic way about how I think right now I can achieve that. And what I thought when I was 17 is, I don't know, like, I create a system that is changing the whole world, and then everybody's happy. And now I'm less enthusiastic, less idealistic about how I may change the world someday, or like as soon as possible. And but this question is like so important, because when we not ask this question from time to time ourselves, like, is this worth right now? Is this going somewhere where I'm like, okay, this is gonna be happy, or this is the world gonna be better? Then is this like worth it? Is this what I'm doing worth it? And no, like, a few things that I'm doing are not worth it, then I'm doing them. And I will reorder. I will do my time slots a little bit different, and I will see about to be more in a way that this is worth it for me and the world. And yeah, I hope when you watch this movie, maybe you draw something totally different out of it. I really thought before I was rewatching the movie that I was doing this about toxic masculinity. Like, I will talk about Tyler Durden, a sex icon. Like, Brad Pitt plays him, so like he's like the ultimate man in the same way toxic, but like fascinating, strong, intelligent. He's like moving things around, he's changing things, like he's the perfect male image of like young generations. I don't know, like even now, I mean, like all these kind of group man projects, whatever, that are around. I thought I was making this episode about that, but I don't think this is the most important part what you can learn from watching Fight Club. When buildings are burning at some point, he's like, David Fincher, the creator of the movie, is playing some music in there. And in a way, you have the feeling here something incredibly epic happened. And there's a plot twist in this movie that I thought that I remember it was on the end, but it's more like after 3/3 of the movie. 3/4 of the movie. 3/3 would be the end. 3/4 of the movie. And it's like turning around a lot, but when you watch the movie before, you will see it coming. But it back in the days, it's changed like a lot of things that I thought about it. But now I don't want to spoil you. I want you to appreciate that yourself, and think about, even if you find it out before, think about what it says about the personality we follow and the two personalities we follow, because there's a certain thing that you can get by by this how do I say, by the results of one being another. It's really hard to not spoil, but watch a movie. It's like an incredible journey, and it makes you reflect on so many things, and makes you want to do the right thing even more than you may have done it before. And so it's something everybody should watch at some point in their life. So please tell me in the comments what you think about the movie Fight Club. What do you think maybe about like if it's worth what you're doing in your life? I would be really interested if someone actually says yes and has like a good point. um, that would be really interesting for me. So please enlighten me what you do so that I can learn. And yeah, I think that's one of the most important things in life to learn. So yeah, see you next time, and until then, bye.